Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. I've worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I have been doing this for 50 years. I've been in tax defense. Thank you for coming to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5 minute or less video. I can tell you everything you need to know in 5 minutes. Many of you have come to me because you've seen me on many national broadcasts. I appreciate you being here. You can see my clips if you need to, or everybody on my team. I have a great team of former IRS agents, and that's all we do. We're really good in IRS representation. Anyway, I do these videos so you don't get ripped off. Two, I educate you. Today's going to be an educational one. And actually, I'm going to give you some insider information about IRS and stuff. So today I'm going to talk about a subject that is going to be absolutely, you're going to see this plastered all over, and that is the employee retention credit. Right now, it's unbelievable, but we have a number of audits, people contacting us to do representation in this area. So what I want to do for you who have not, for you who are going through this audit, what to expect. So I'm going to read what IRS would send you as a document request. They do this all the time. So if you're being audited by IRS, they go ahead and send you the information they want. So I'm trying to give you the information that IRS is going to want from you, and I'm going to read it directly from the doc request. So IRS is going to want, and I'm going to read it. I'm not. This isn't something you memorize. You're going to have to write this down, go through a checklist. They're going to want to know the wages paid to each employee that you took the retention credit for. Number two, for larger employees, they're going to want the documentation on how the employer determined that they were eligible. They are going to want documentation that the operations were fully and partially suspended due to orders of a governmental agency. They're going to want documentation that the taxpayer experienced a significant decline in gross receipts. Documentation that the employee is a recovery startup business during the calendar, if that applies to you, and the documentation that the employer is severely and financially distressed as a result of this. They're going to want copies, by the way, of the tax returns, the 941s. They're going to be looking through your ledgers. They want the W-2s. They want the W-3 transmissions. And they're going to want documentation to show how the taxpayer determined the amount, more importantly, of what that credit was. Let me just tell you in general what's happening. IRS has trained a special group of people. Not everyone in IRS is trained. They're agents. My take is they're younger or newer IRS agents, and this is what they've trained, and they let them loose. Now, how many, in fact, are there going to be, and what are your chances of getting this? We don't know. What IRS is going to do, they're probably going to have a $200,000 threshold, and usually what IRS does is they're running algorithms on all these cases, and what they probably would do is run an algorithm on you or whoever you're representing, and then at that point in time, IRS is going to send someone out. It appears IRS is being very contentious on this. Many people have taken liberties on this, and at the end of the day, you're probably going to need to fight this. So if you're going to get representation, you better get someone who, like us, or someone who knows what the hell they're doing, who specializes in this. Because remember, IRS is going to be going through your books to make sure. The other thing you got to be careful, the other thing is this doesn't kick out a tax audit for you. Hopefully IRS is just focused on that employee retention credit. Anyway, that's the best I got. That's the list that IRS is going to ask for, what I just read to you. So be prepared. If someone knocks on the door, you're going to get a list very similar, or they may have another list, but it's probably going to include at least 80% of that. You want to get a hold of me and my firm. My information is below. If this information was good, tag me with a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, you can make a calendar appointment too with this. I'm always supposed to say that, and I always forget. Thank you.